All right, 90 Day. Okay, Love is Blind. Take one.
Love is blind.
Love is blind.
Love is blind.
It's 90 Days presenting
Love is blind. If you see me on the dating apps, just know it's a bot or a werewolf. You gotta kill him with a silver bullet. I'm Gary Busey.
Love is Blind.
After the altar.
Under the altar, it's Gary Busey as a werewolf.
Love is blind. After the altar.
Barbecue sauce.
I wonder when we're, I don't know, I'm sure podcasts will be done in like 10 years.
Probably.
When the whole show is just us just to be singing things and then doing all the catchphrases that we do.
Yeah. We'll basically just be like Vicki Lawrence on the road.
That's a dream.
Isn't it?
This is Love is Blind.
ATA.
ATA. This is
Atta.
LIBATA.
Libata. Libata.
That's your new arthritis medication.
Yeah.
With Libata, I can do things I couldn't do anymore.
Libata. I can give my husband a wristy before the grandchildren come home from school.
Thanks, Libata.
With Libata, I can get my pinky in my wife's butt in no time.
Oh my God.
Libata.
This
Get your fingers in there.
Wow. This is indeed Love is Blind. This is season 2 using everyone else who we could kind of throw away except for, I think we said Iana and Natalie.
Yes.
Although I did say, when I saw Sal, I kind of went, oh, I kind of miss him.
Okay.
Then he brought a girlfriend.
Do you know what I wrote when I saw Sal? I wrote, I forgot, do we like him or not? Because I don't remember.
The viewing audience was split.
He's hot. But
He's very hot.
I remember the singing. You got more transfixed by it, and the singing really bothered me. Like, I got over it.
It bothered a lot of people, and they thought he was too slick. They thought he
Yes.
was, yeah. I think he's not someone who does well on television. I think he's probably a different person. I don't know if that's. I don't think television really showed off who he was.
No.
Because someone like Mallory is perfect for television. She is very
Ironically,
messy.
Yeah, although she was messy. She was really, if you didn't know the episode, who really is trying to save face is fucking Shayna. She talked to a PR person. And
she really is.
She really is. She's trying. She's even making fun of her
Squintiness.
The PR said you need to talk about that because that'll humanize you.
Because right now you're coming off as you're a little less human than the woman in Species.
Yeah, yes.
Right now.
Less. Yes, a little less.
That's the goal we need to get to.
That's the goal we need. That's where we're working. And you think it's starting to work, and then Natalie drags her for Phil.
I think now I think we can look at this and say Natalie is the person who we can kind of go with. Natalie is
or
the
feel
one.
sorry for.
Yeah.
Whichever one kind of the same thing.
I think what we just to say this, to kind of put this in perspective, you guys, I think we were all aware when we saw the last couple of how these people were edited in the pods was very different than how they were edited out of the pods. And one of the reasons we were if you remember our reactions to mine specifically, how I was furious about how the weddings turned out because none of that was telegraphed by the series.
I was upset too.
It was all very gotcha. See, we got you. We fooled you.
Yeah, we both did. We both did not love the finale.
And the people who did get married, the show was giving us breadcrumbs that they would definitely not. And then both of us said, "What's the point?"
Yeah.
I don't think the first season did that.
No, the first season was better. We'll be interested how they do 3. We will say that, y'all, this is a spoiler alert, but we've actually already talked about it on the show. Like, none of them are together anymore.
0.
So I don't know if that's going to be. We haven't only watched episode 1. There's 3 of After the Altar. We have not watched 2 and 3 yet. We're going to watch those and cover those tomorrow.
This was obviously filmed in the winter because they are. Don't sing that. It's a beautiful carol. The last verse of that.
When you wanna fuck your geriatric wife. Lobata.
Please don't do that.
That is a beautiful carol.
You said something. I don't know anymore.
I said how none of them are together now.
But I was wondering when it was filmed. So
You said in the winter.
it
you
is
think.
winter.
Oh, it's it's very. They go to this
And they're in
cabin
Michigan.
at the end, and it's
Michigan.
fucking snow everywhere.
So
Although it didn't look that cold when they were in Chicago. And cold. We have been to Chicago in winter, and it's cold.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know if you can tell how cold they were. Still wearing cold clothes when they were in Chicago.
Boy,
I think it must have been. I would think it might have been like maybe late November, December. I don't know. Or
why
either
would you
that
wait
or
that long? Like, come on, like why would you wait that long to like do that kind of stuff? Like they're filming the single wife.
that's Stingle Wife.
The Single Wife. New from Matt Sharp Productions.
That's the Deborah Messing instead of the starter wife. This is that is dating me. Remember when everyone was so excited about the starter wife? When Deborah Messing had a new project, it's like, what's she gonna do after Will and Grace?
Yeah, no one cared.
It was terrible.
But they're doing the tell all for Single Life this week.
Yeah.
So
No, they're doing the tell for Happily Ever after this week.
no, well they might be, but they're doing. I think they're doing Single Life too.
Oh, really? Your style looks worse today. I'm sorry to say.
Well, it's still healing.
Jesus.
Been an afternoon.
Wow.
You still look bitchy. I'm sorry to say.
Sadly, that doesn't go away. Unfortunately.
But the point I'm trying to bring up is that why would you wait so long? Like they should have, if they're they're putting this out in September, film this in like May or June. That's plenty of time. That gives you plenty of months. Post-production they need at tops maybe 3 months. It's just a weird way to go. Why would you film this all the way in the winter?
And it seems like it's been a year.
Because so much happens.
Right.
Like wait the year and then film it before. Like, doesn't
I don't
make
know.
sense. I really wish they would ask us to consult on this show and also what's it called? The Unaccompanied? Why can't I remember that name?
The Ultimatum.
Ultimatum. Yeah,
I called it The Uninitiated last week.
We could have made that show so much better.
Oh, The Ultimatum was a trash heap.
Well, we're gonna.
We
watch
will
this.
probably watch
We
the
are gonna
second
watch the
season.
second one. Tear me from it.
My issue here is that besides us not really liking anybody, do we care what happens and how they're still relating to it? And I can't believe my answer is yes.
I care about seeing Mallory's face when she has to talk to Sal's girlfriend because she's gonna shit her pants.
Okay, this was a really smart move.
Oh,
having him bring, y'all. She's already unraveling. Like she was unraveling when the girls were out.
I was going to ask you what you care about, but now I know the unraveling.
The unraveling
of
of Mallory.
Call this episode.
I had a lot more.
Instead of the tears of Kalani,
The unraveling of Mallory.
unraveling of Mallory. Get to her piano.
Her hair is going to be straight by the end of this. By the end of this
really
night,
liked her hair. I like it when she just wears it curly.
It's weird. The audience was kind of split on her. Yes. Did she dick
You
Sal?
liked her more than me.
I did. Did she dick Sal around? Yes, she
Yes.
did. Did he get kind of even with her for fucking with his heart? Yes, he did.
I don't feel bad for her.
I kind of don't either. I think anyone could see that that relationship, that she was doing it because she thought it's what she should do, and it's the same pattern she was normally doing.
Yeah.
And
I still don't remember if we like Sal or not.
again, the jury is out. But I think the jury is pretty much in for someone like Shane, who he
looks terrible.
doesn't he?
He looks
in the
terrible.
moments he looks like a skeleton.
Yeah.
He looks scary. He's also slurring his words, and I said, "Is he on something?"
Yes. Adderall. Lots of it.
Either that or I don't know. It was definitely Coke Jaw at the wedding. He was like a
We got inside
velociraptor.
information.
Yeah.
Like PA. Who was somebody on
Yeah.
the show?
So he was coked up like crazy.
Yeah. And I think he still is.
Boy, that is someone who I pretty much recoil when I saw him on the screen. And if you listen to the podcast with Iana that Natalie was on, better band than me. But if you read on Reddit, Natalie said he's a scary person. I don't want him in my life. And he intimidated me with his size all the time, and I always felt intimidated being around him when we would have disagreements.
So I have a question, though. Is it fair, then, for this show, if we're having this after the altar, it seems like Shake just wasn't even invited to this at all.
No,
Like,
because everyone hates him.
we haven't watched the second and third episode
even
yet.
though
But
he
he-
just called out everyone at the reunion.
I feel like the producers are said, we're not inviting him because he's pulling the curtain back on this show.
And
But
no,
is that fair to do? He was a cast member. Like, he would make drama.
well, the thing about it is you're acting like the people are making the decisions. The show wants us to think that Nick and Danielle are inviting everyone.
But I mean, from as a producer standpoint, part of me, because he was so shitty on the reunion, I bet Vanessa Lachey
Lachey.
didn't want him on. But
you think
he would be dramatic.
Oh,
he would make drama.
But once you break the fourth wall
I
and
think,
call
yeah.
production out, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
If he's on, I'll be quite surprised. He might be. They might give him a cameo role. They probably did it to punish him. But I don't think the cast wants him around
No, I think they
because
all hate
they
him.
all protect Deepti.
They all protect themselves. They want to protect they all know y'all, because Love Is Blind season 3 is going to come
Love
out
is
this
blurry.
fall, and once that comes out, we're not going to remember any of these
Nope.
people
Chopped liver.
because none of them are together, and they
Yeah.
just remind us that love isn't blind.
I hope that for the casting for season 3, someone just sat at a table and just went, oh, "Y'all, we got to do better."
I actually think I know the cast wasn't, but at the same time, I almost blame the editing more than the cast.
Okay.
Now, I mean, it's chicken or the egg, really. But we talked about that in the edit, and we don't need to rehash the whole thing. But
The edit, especially the last 2 episodes, was a different show than we've been watching the
Yeah, it felt-
previous 10
and so
or 8, whatever.
it just made you feel like
We were bamboozled.
and it felt it. It felt like we were trying to be massaged into a way of thinking. So I'm interested with this. It's interesting to me that some people have some, like Iana. I'm sorry,
Iana.
Iana she surprised me. I feel like she's kind of changed or grown since we last saw her.
How so? Speak to that.
In the way that she like
I agree with you, but yeah.
the idea where she said, this is way jumping ahead, but where she was talking to Danielle, and she basically says like, I'm not going to change Jarrett.
Yeah.
That's who he is.
Which is not great.
Which is, but that's a very realistic adult
is.
way to look at someone.
It is.
But that was not how she was.
No, you're right.
She was much more like kind of starry-eyed, like everything's going to change when you get married. And
Yeah.
you were watching her and you're going, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
You're married to this asshole and he hasn't changed one fucking bit to accommodate your
I agree.
feelings.
She's being realistic. She's still being short-sighted.
Yes.
I want to clarify. She's being a lot more realistic. The what hopefully comes with realism is awareness.
I think she'll get there. Maybe not on this on this after
Well,
the altar.
I think she probably did get there because they're no longer together.
Well, yeah, and this is when. So y'all, this is a little confusing. So she moved out,
She moved out.
but they're still showing up to Winter House
yeah.
for everybody.
But there's
to
no
meet.
lover boy here.
There's no lover boy at this with y'all.
No.
But so they're not living together, and that she.
Yeah. It's shenanigans. And then we
Shenanigans.
don't get
Sorry, y'all, we're all over the
Shayna
place.
and her new Greek fiance may show up later. I don't know.
But she's like, y'all already found some. I found my Christian. I'm not going to be on this
And
show.
there's no Shane because why? Did I miss this?
So that's what I feel like is a little bit of like, there's no shame.
Did he have a root canal?
Natalie's uncomfortable with Shane,
Why is
but that's the point of a reality show of putting
yeah.
people that don't like one another in situations.
Why is Sal's girlfriend there?
Exactly.
Mallory's gonna lose her shit.
Exact. So that's where I'm kind of like, let's make it uncomfortable.
I think this is spitballing. I think the only reason Shane isn't there is Natalie said she wouldn't go.
It almost makes me wonder if there was something more insidious or scarier
Yep.
that had like legal thing.
Natalie,
of why,
possibly. Natalie hasn't said a word. But also, why would Shane be on the show?
But because they know he was probably the most talked about cast member.
Oh, for sure.
So they want him on the
Him
show.
and
They're
Shake.
just not going to put him with Natalie.
Yeah. Oh, I have so many tinfoil hat theories
That's
now.
what I'm saying. That's what this has made me go into. Like, did Shane fuck a producer and then like rob some like robbed a PA for coke money? We don't know.
No, the PAs have Coke.
Oh, well, robbed them, took their Adderall.
I don't know. I just
Anyway,
Ugh.
we're all over. So
we do start out with y'all. If you saw any of the Love Is Blind social media from season 2, the big news was that Kyle was all over Deep T's socials. He was all over hers. Sorry, she was all over his. But they were friends and they were just teasing it. And pretty much it was established it was all for clout.
I mean, we kind of saw Kyle for who he is. By the end
he's
of the
a
season.
fucking clout
We liked
chaser.
him at first, remember?
Yeah.
And then we saw that he'll suck anyone's dick to be famous.
I couldn't figure out.
Actually, he'd be famous if he'd suck a dick.
He'd be so. We said this on his
Yeah,
season.
say it.
If he was gay, he would be so popular.
God, so he would be on that Colton Ford, whatever Netflix show, whatever his name is, from the shitty guy
What?
from The Bachelor.
Colton Underwood. Colton Ford is a porn star.
Okay.
That has more to say about you, and who your viewing habits are. And he is.
He's like a big daddy
Yeah.
muscle letter.
Yeah.
Wears, like,
Okay.
leather
I know
things
what you
around his
watch.
arms.
Wow.
He's from the 80s.
I was gonna say 80s, 90s. Yikes.
You remember his image at the gay bookstore when you had to unstick
Yes,
pages.
I met him.
Whoa.
Oh, the porn stars would always come in. I met so many gay porn stars. And let me tell you, all underwhelming in person.
Oh, God.
With the exception of, who did I meet? And I was like, you're really hot.
You never fucked a porn star?
I couldn't call him a porn star. More like a bit player.
Okay.
But he had done porn before.
I've never had, but I would sleep with a porn actor. I bet they know how to hit their marks.
I've had better. I know I've been with some people who should be porn stars.
Wow.
Where are we?
Where are we?
Colton Ford. Jesus.
Deep and Kyle, yeah, they're having their thing. Meanwhile, this was a good seeing Shayna cut Shane's hair. I went, what?
I forgot she was a hairstylist.
Yeah, and she's cutting his hair. I'm like going, wait, what? What is happening? That did kind of goop me for a second. Like,
Yeah.
And then we see that they're just friends. And honestly, we see she starts talking
Well,
about her boyfriend and
they're
she's moved on.
just friends. But
They're just friends.
Remember, this was an expository scene a la The Hills. They have to find something to do together. So Shane is
'Cause
letting
his hair doesn't look better.
No.
His hair in the ITM looks terrible.
Oh,
Terrible.
and this was obviously to know where they are
Yeah.
right now. And and y'all, Shayna says, I know I got a lot of heat by making such strong connections between both Kyle and Shane. That's an understatement.
That's an understatement.
Guess what, y'all? She hasn't changed at all.
Oh, no.
She's still awful.
She's still squinting and terrible. I have a question for you. Shane says he wants to have his eat, pray, love. What is that translated into Shane terms? Like, I thought of Coke, strippers, and quesadillas? Or what?
What he is
Shane's
meaning,
eat, pray, love.
what he is
Interpret
meaning
that,
in
Poods.
Midwestern white boy speak is he needs to become spiritual for a while and not be chasing or dating girls.
Ah, okay.
That's what he's meaning. That's not possible for him. He is a reactive person who needs constant stimulation. He needs feedback. He needs drama. And he will be bored stiff on his eat, pray, love journey,
Yeah.
sadly. And he probably needs to get that drug habit fixed.
Probably.
Because, y'all, if you've ever done drugs, everybody who'd ever done drugs saw Shane at that wedding when he owned drugs.
You all fucking emailed us. You were like, hey,
'Cause
don't
you-
tell my husband
you-
this, but I had some wild nights in my 20s.
You pushed back. You're like, are you sure? I'm like, trust me, he's on drugs.
I mean, we had a lot of sissies that emailed us. They're like, hey.
It was almost certainly cocaine or cocaine mixed with Adderall or some other stimulant, because
Or
that
both.
was Coke Jaw. That was Coke Jaw, and he's still got a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's pretty
Woo!
hilarious to me that Danielle and Nick are the anchor couple of this show.
And how boring they both seem.
I mean,
mind-numbingly so.
it's funny how
They're finishing their sentences now.
see, you think it's boring. I don't think it's boring actually, because I think they're so but it almost makes it better.
Boring compared to how they were, I should say.
Oh, but it almost makes it better, I guess. I think it would be super boring comparative if I didn't know they had broken up. So there's
Me
something
too.
about knowing they broke up now that you know that inside they both are just rioting and wanting to scream at one another through this whole
it's
thing.
all keeping of appearances.
It's all
Yeah.
That is fascinating to me. Like the scene with their with their dog, and the way Nick says, "Well, I was only sweating at the wedding because I ate spicy feta."
Boy, someone is being self-referential, and someone got a sense of humor.
I do. It reminded me of like, oh wait, I remember we really liked Nick at first, and then by the end we hated him.
There
we liked
was-
Danielle more than we liked Nick.
I can't believe I'm saying this. Now, do I think Danielle is a lot in relationships and a lot in life? Yes.
Yeah, we've met her mother.
Boy, thank God they brought back Wendy. I would take care of the dogs for you. And the cat. I wouldn't say no to some champers.
Some Chardonnay, see.
Oh, Wendy.
So I love it that Poodle. What do you feel, or how do you feel about grown-ass adults who get very, very excited, but also have a lot of conviction when it comes to their theme costume parties?
Grow up. No one's
See,
going
I
to
think
abide
it's-
by your theme.
I think it's fun.
No one's going to abide by your
They're
theme.
wrestlers. Everybody has to have their wrestling song when they come in. That's
You're
fun.
exhausting.
Make it an event.
That's if I have to spend an afternoon preparing for your party, I'm not coming. Honestly,
I think it's fun. It makes it like
I'm okay with a theme that every single theme he had was too involved.
It was
I'm sorry. No, you're not the center of the world. Your parties are boring. I guarantee you. Look at yourself. When he said that, I would much prefer the version of wear a weird costume that Danielle brought up. These theme parties, I hated him after that.
I like a little theme
when
party.
When he said the themes were, I didn't write these down. He's like something about, it was the wrestling one, like something about Sunday, Bloody Sunday, brunch. And I was like, these are all terrible.
What if you had a theme party where everyone walked out to their like favorite sonata or their favorite overture?
No, I would not expect my guests to do that. I'm having them over. I don't want anyone to have to put thought into something. That's why when you're going to someone's house, a party, you guys, unless I say, bring me a dish that you made. If you're going to bring something, bring up something wine. I already have food. Unless you've told everyone to bring some kind of
bring
potluck.
food unannounced
Don't
to Poodle's
bring
party.
food.
Because he plans a
I've
menu.
already planned a menu.
He gets so upset. If you gonna bring those little hot dogs wrapped in those little croissants, he's gonna
Turn around and walk out.
He's gonna be angry because you fucked up his menu, and he's gonna be more angry that he's gonna eat all of them.
I
in
will,
the bathroom.
and I love all of them. But the thing here, you guys, is bring wine, bring flowers. Flowers are wonderful.
No, they're not. Anytime I bring flowers, you say those are pretty, but they're gonna make me sneeze.
Well, I do have allergies.
So bring fake flowers.
Don't bring anything. Just or I don't know. If it's a housewarming, excuse me. If it's a housewarming party, bring something that goes with everything.
You know what? If you go to a party at Poodle's, bring your husband.
That's a good thing to bring. No, these fucking theme party ideas. Come on. Ugh. I'm okay with. I'm also okay with like dumb themes, but God, this sounds exhausting.
I thought it was fun.
Ugh. Anyway, no one's inviting Shake to this getaway because it's a surprise. Natalie's 30th. God, they're all 30.
Or Shane. I guess that's why they're not. That's the deal. They're not inviting Shane because it's Natalie's 30th, but I still am not on board with this concept. It was weird before on the last after the altar.
It wasn't explained. She did text him and say, "I never want to see you again."
She did.
So I think that's a good reason not to invite
It
him.
is, but I mean, it's this weird thing that like I get it. They want us to see where they are now. I just feel like there's I don't know. I feel like there's a different way to do it. I'm saying I'm commenting on like the production of it. This is the second time now we had after the altar.
Yeah.
It feels clunky. Like,
Well, you know why? There are fractured relationships, and I don't think any of these people really want to see any of these other people. Because the first season, you had Damien and Gigi they were still halfway together. There were two couples who were doing their anniversary party, which we kind of get. And everyone else who was showing up, like the big thing was Mark going to show up? Jessica got her redemption.
See, that makes have an anniversary party.
Yeah.
And why didn't they have, again, two people got married. Why not have an anniversary party?
Because
that's the thing.
This is another tinfoil hat theory. I think some people were already separated before and they couldn't do an anniversary party or something like that.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think Iana and Jarrett probably.
If she had already moved out, they weren't together.
Yeah. I think they were there to save face.
Sorry, y'all. We have so many theories on this.
But you get it when you're watching.
Sense, it probably makes sense.
You get it when you're watching that this is cringe, y'all.
That's why I think she can speak to it in such a adult, detached way.
Iana?
Because they're already detached.
Yeah, I agree.
No,
I agree.
mean, you just hit me when you said that. That's why she's able to do that.
Yeah. With one other thing we have.
By the way, if I was dating someone and they took a shit while I was in the shower, I would be pissed. Unless you
That's-
share a bathroom and it's an emergency, sometimes that happens.
I think they do share a bathroom, probably.
But she talked about it like he did it on The Norm.
Oh, I think why not? Can't you hold it when someone's?
That's a poodle move. If I'm in a shower somewhere, you just come in there and drop a deuce.
I would do that. But Iyanna and Jarrett are saying we feel like we're still in the experiment. I'm sure you do, honey. Here's the thing, y'all. They've been married. I guess it's a year now.
Again, I have problems. I don't know the time frame. Like,
I
when
think
has
it's
it
a year.
been?
But would you be okay with? Yes, he works security at a club.
Yeah, he talked to Kyle and Shane and Jarrett. They're all having like.
Now she says you're out till 7 a.m. He's like 4. Like that's the concession.
That's better.
So it's like 5
Yeah.
a.m.
Yeah.
Would you be okay with
No.
that?
No.
You're a married now. Maybe once every couple of months, where you're just partying with
You're
your
a bartender
boys.
in the bar, and you're a job, and you come home, especially on the weekends at 3 a.m. from bartending, or I guess they live. I don't know when the bar's
but
closed.
he's partying with his friends.
I'm going to say no. If you're a bartender and that's your job, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But you get
No,
off
he's-
work and then you party with your friends.
And he says things later on like, I buy a couple drinks for my boys and then I can't stop.
And I went-
I'm like, that sounds like a problem.
that sounds like alcoholism.
I know.
And you might want to look into that.
There were moments watching this episode that I was just like, it felt like, as I've described other shows, that cart carrying provisions that's on fire heading towards a barn dance. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah.
Lights up.
Anyway, of course, we have this Shane, Kyle, Jarrett, and there is zero chemistry between any of these men.
No, you could tell that literally. You could tell a producer said, "Okay, Jarrett, you talk."
Yeah.
You talk. But we kind of find out that Shane says he's been on a diet. Sure.
It's the white diet.
Sure. Yeah.
It's the
powder diet.
the nose diet.
Yeah. And so Shane talks about how like
Snort anything up your nose.
he thought it was real, but that they're not talking, and that's where we find that out. Natalie said, "I don't want to talk to you." Kyle basically says he and Deep are friends. They've kissed a couple of times, he says.
And she says, "I'm looking for my person," and he's so worried to disappoint her, and blah blah blah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Jarrett best talks about his relationship.
He says the most difficult thing is putting Iyanna first,
that shouldn't
or
be difficult.
learning how to put her first.
Shouldn't be difficult with somebody you're married to.
She says it later on. He's very immature. He grew up in a household where everything was taken care of for him.
She said it was very strict, his
and
household.
he
now
was
he just wants freedom.
He was expected to marry a woman who would be like his second mother. And
So that's where I'm kind of proud of her. I feel like she's like really, maybe he isn't an alcoholic and she went to some fucking Al-Anon meetings or something. Because it feels like she's distancing
I'm
herself.
proud of
I
that
think
she
you're
can
right.
do
They're
it.
broken up
They're
already.
broken up. Yeah, this is
called
is
it.
totally.
They are
this
totally
is-
not together.
this is- no, they're not together right now.
Put on your tinfoil hats, everybody.
I had so many of those watching this.
It's actually, and y'all, last season was more clunky. This is clunkier.
This
But
is
I'm
clunkier.
still here
Yeah.
to see Mallory get punked.
She's gonna lose her.
She's going to lose her mind.
So the girls get together. I'm sorry. This is before that. It's the dinner with Shayna, her
The double
Greek,
date.
her Greek BF, who is hot.
they are a beautiful couple
Christos.
together, I have to say.
She
got less work or better work. She looks real good. I'm going to give it to her.
She's like Kyle. She's a two-face. I can't figure out. She looks different in every light I see.
Yeah, I see.
And I can't tell. I think the difference is I think she's attractive. I can't tell if Kyle's attractive because I see him face on, and the features are kind of.
I think his face
It's like
is
someone
fine,
squeezed it, and his face got wide.
but his body looks like a plump lemon. You just want to squeeze
His
the
body's
juice out of.
amazing. He would
Again-
he'd be definitely great for porn.
Gay porn.
Yeah,
Again, y'all. This guy.
but he's not a top. He's a bottom. because not a big dick.
It could be a soft top. I just found out what that means. Soft top means you're a top, but your energy, a lot of men are using it because they feel like they're trying to take that. People say, oh, well, he's a top with bottom energy. And they're like, no, fuck that. I can be soft, I can be gentle, and I can be a top.
The binary?
I don't have to do this masculine top thing. I just learned about that.
I've never heard it called that, but I've just heard.
Yeah,
I know that.
It's called soft top. I just learned
Soft
about
tops.
it on Instagram today.
Thank you, Instagram.
So if that's a soft top, are you a hard bottom?
Yes, 100%.
Fuck right now.
Bossy bottom, they call them.
Yeah.
Someone once called me that in sex, and I went, damn right.
At least you owned it. At least you owned it. Wow.
You should have seen his face.
Wow. Sorry, everybody. Sorry.
I was like, what are you doing?
So, but they are cute. She looks better. They're talking about the 80s parties, blah, 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 blah.
Did you like it when he's like, her voice just drew me into her? I'm like, and even she says, my really annoying voice that everyone hates.
Yeah.
Boy, he's a good liar.
He looks rich.
He's quite rich.
He seems very rich.
Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all.
Yeah.
Because cutting hair is a hard fucking job. That's hard on your body.
I like it
she
when-
didn't want to work anymore.
When Shayna asked him, do you believe in Jesus Christ? Like the second.
Hi, friend.
Do you believe, is Jesus Christ your Lord and Savior?
Lord and
friend?
Savior. I mean, after what she went through, I can see why she would ask that.
Yeah. But it's just funny to say. It's just a funny thing. Do you
she's-
believe that Jesus Christ is your Lord and Savior?
Since she was dating an atheist.
I bet it is hard for people who their faith is super important to them, who live in big cities, and you don't meet someone at church. I bet it is hard.
I know that, like, it's
Besides Christian Mingle.
especially, I think, if you're, I don't know if she would describe herself this way, but I think especially if you are evangelical,
Yeah.
or even like if you're like she drinks, she parties, like she
Right.
so she doesn't fit in that norm. I
Yeah.
have some friends from LA that are Christian, but like are still fun, and they
But
do
you
have some
want,
trouble.
but you definitely want someone who shares your values. Yeah,
Yeah.
I bet that is hard sometimes. Oh well, I'm not one
well.
of those. So
Yeah, clearly
I'll be whatever religion you want me to be. Just pay me.
you have an outfit for all of them.
Yep.
Mormon,
Did you-
Orthodox,
Ooh.
whatever.
I could rip out that Mormon underwear any day. And so they bring up Natalie's trip, and they're like, "How are you, Shayna?" And she's like, "We're cordial." And then I forgot that basically Shayna told Shane that Natalie was ruining his life,
Yep.
and that she was
Her relationship was a fraud.
was a fraud, and that
it's so
she was
phony and fake.
and that she was basically phony and fake.
Yeah.
Uh,
And Shannon's like, yeah, we're good.
and then
really-
and remember, I have someone for you. She also offered to set Natalie up with someone,
did.
and then Nick said, "Remember, you have a friend for her. You can just bring."
That was
it."
funny. That was funny.
She brought jokes. Nick brought
Nick
jokes.
brought jokes.
With his fucking theme parties.
There's a scene where Kyle and Deep are packing. It makes no sense and it's dumb. That's all you need to know.
She did. You do have something in common with her because she said that backwards hats are her vulnerability.
Kyle did look better in the backwards hat. I have
He
to say.
is such a two-face because
Oh.
from scene to scene, I'm like, would I hit it? Would
It-
I? No, I wouldn't. Oh, I would. No. Oh.
But again,
Oh.
he would still be that bottom that turns their hat backwards so the top can hold on to
Yes.
it and sing
I would-
do-do-do-do-do while they fuck you 'cause it's
Charge.
baseball.
I
yeah.
would definitely fuck him.
And yeah.
Yeah.
And then actually the organ player, he's a little older, but he stops playing the organ and he gets up and fucks him too.
Harold.
And now, fucking Kyle, number 4. From your Los Angeles bottoms or tops, it's Colton Ford. Brought it back.
Goosh.
Goosh.
So, yeah, let's skip over that thing of them packing. It's so stupid.
I think the main thing is we really actually already talked about this, but we get to this restaurant where the
Girls'
some of the
night.
women are going to meet, and Natalie and Iana are there first, and that's where
I just want to say the only two I believe actually care anything about either of them are Natalie and Iana.
100%.
Everybody else has went their own ways.
Y'all can
Nick
remember
is
they're
Nick and
trying
Danielle,
to make Danielle
are,
act like she's normal. Y'all remember she's not.
She's not.
just as self-involved in a different way.
Yeah, Nick has not talked to any of those girls.
I think
Or, sorry,
these two.
Danielle.
I think these two women have actually been friends.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, she was on her pockets. Like I
Yeah.
think, they have like a.
Deeps is doing her own thing.
Yeah.
She's trying to be a social media star.
Yep.
Mallory's out on a ledge somewhere trying to do her.
Just writing poetry somewhere on a cliff.
She did say she's in therapy, which is good because
No.
she definitely would benefit from it.
Y'all use our BetterHelp code.
Yeah. Mallory, use BetterHelp.
Use BetterHelp. So that's where Natalie talks about that. Her and Shane did try to rekindle things, but she's basically said, I found out I don't love him anymore.
Yeah. And then she also said, it's the lies. And I'm like, go on.
That's it. We don't.
I want to hear it now.
We're like, what is that?
Supposedly, I did not go through that whole podcast that she did with Iana, but he was saying things like he was being flirty with other girls. He was being flirty with, this was established. Shayna did send him flirty Instagram messages.
While
They were
Shayna
together.
was in a relationship with this new
Yes.
guy. She was, and they were talking about how great their sex life would be. And basically, as Natalie said, and she kind of cries when she says this, you don't do that to someone you love.
Yeah, and she's right.
And she's right.
And she's right.
And that we already talked about, but that's where Iana talks all about Jarrett and the club. And I think I love it. My favorite part of this whole thing that felt like very inside is like, Iana said, "Oh, the other girls are coming. Keep this between us."
Yes!
And I went, "Ooh."
That's what I'm saying. They're friends. Yeah. So, and that's when we find out that Iana packed up and moved out.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about.
And which
I mean, you ruined it now. Not ruined it, but you called it. They're broken up. They're already moved out.
this is interesting. To pack up and move out, what does that to you? What does that say about a relationship that is so new? What
There's no chance.
to me, and I'm not saying you should stay with someone who it is a nightmare with, but when your relationship is that new, and you're almost telling him, okay, if I'm not going to live with you, I don't have to see the messy parts of you.
Yeah, there's.
And then to work on it. To me, and I don't feel like it's her giving up. I feel like it might not have been the best tactic.
I mean, each relationship. Some people, they find that that's helpful to live apart to
Yeah.
gain perspective. I don't. For me, that's not valuable. Just because then I feel like I'm just not dealing with the issue, and then when I come back, the
Right.
issue's right back where it was. But
And
for some people, they get
I
clarity.
feel like
guess.
that's different if they had been together a long time.
Yeah.
But what perspective can you gain if you've been living with each other for like 4 or 5 months and you decide to move out?
Yeah.
And I'm not calling her a quitter. I'm just. I
don't think
it's-
she's a quitter.
I think it's avoidance too. She doesn't want to see she doesn't want to see him coming in at 6 a.m.
I think kind of more she just was like, I moved out probably right when this show's starting, and we're just finishing out the show.
Ooh. It
She
is
has her
all
she has
tinfoil
this
hats.
podcast now. She's not dumb. She wants to promote her shit.
Yeah. Anyway, Deeps is talking about how her and Kyle are friends, but I want to be exclusive friends. And that's not a thing.
That's not a thing. Exclusive friends mean your
Yeah.
boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah. And it basically, Mal talks about going to therapy. She's working out all the time. And she said she's seen Sal a few times. And the word of the episode, y'all, is cordial.
Cordial.
Is being cordial.
Like, yes, but not like raspberry cordial that Diana Barry drinks and gets very drunk in Anne of Green Gables. It's a different type of cordial.
This is the only podcast that you're going to hear a constant Anne of Green Gables
You're going to watch
reference.
that series one year, and you're going to thank me.
I think about cherry cordials, those chocolate-covered cherries, which are awful. You don't like those, do you?
No,
Okay, thank
my
you.
father did.
How could you? They're so sweet.
It's the only thing that my grandmother could afford. That's what they would get at Christmas as a kid. So he would want one every Christmas.
Wow.
Any more opinions about that?
Sit in that. Everybody take a warm bath in that.
They all of his siblings, they all want cherry cardinals for Christmas. Except for my Aunt Darla. She says, just reminds me of being poor.
We should move on. Wasn't shaming you. I was saying they were disgusting, but I can't really shame your dead father now. Well, you've taken that away from me, too. Oh, well. Yikes. I do want to come up, and I did not look this
They're pretty
up.
gross.
I should have looked this up. Danielle said, we want to include everyone. We didn't want to disclude anybody. And I went, is that a word?
Disclude.
My phone is over there, so I'm not going to look it up. I don't think disclude is a word. And if it is,
So then what is the opposite to you of include?
uninvite or leave out.
Disclude.
I feel like that was a Danielle word that was made up.
I agree with you. Let's see. Wait a minute.
I didn't want to disclude anyone. Maybe she knew a word.
Let's see.
What's the verdict from Uncle Google?
Is this this is a long, complicated answer because some countries yes, some countries no. That's what it's saying. But if you
That's not what I wanted to hear.
if you go to Wiktionary.org, I don't know
No,
what that
look it
is.
up in the actual
I
dictionary.
want fucking Merriam-Webster's.
Okay, you had one fucking job. I'm going to talk
didn't-
while you look up dictionary. Go to fucking dictionary.com. Why is this so difficult?
Oh, here, Merriam-Webster. No, it's not disclude. It would be exclude.
Yeah. Someone just screamed, exclude, you idiots.
But that's the word.
I didn't want to disclude anybody.
Yeah.
I did not want to exclude anyone. All right, Danielle.
well,
You had me thinking for a while.
did she?
So,
Did she?
anyway, we talked about the dirty.
I love that, Danielle. I had you going, huh?
No, when you said it might be a word, I went, could she know that?
No, you said it first. You asked. You said, is it a word?
Yes.
I didn't think it was. No, and I went, I don't know. You're the wordsmith.
Nowadays, y'all, I'm so afraid because when I am corrected on this podcast, I am corrected with such a harsh manner.
They're very nice about it.
Oh, come on. I'm okay with playing. I'm okay with playing. I can take it. I'm a big boy. But it's not the fact that it happens once. It happens
Well, it's like
80
anything. We
times
get
in a
million
DM.
Messages about it.
Yeah. And so then I just feel like I've been fucked by 80 men. I'm like, I can't take many more.
Quitter. What's wrong with that?
So y'all, Danielle and Nick are packing, and Wendy comes over with her sister, and she's gonna twist my arm. I'm gonna have some champagne.
Have some champagne. And so I love that. So I bet their breakup was. I bet Iyanla and I keep wanting to say Iyanla,
Yeah,
but Iyanla and Jarrett's breakup wasn't that
I bet this was awful
messy because they're messy. But
because Nick says he's spending time with her family. Daniel's like, Nick goes out with my sister and my step parents,
and
my
because remember, Nick's family was horrible. Remember, they were so cold. Like remember, they were like
maybe Nick.
so weird. I bet
Maybe
he
Nick
loved her.
just wanted another family.
Yes, I think he probably loved her family more than he loved her. Y'all, this was a messy breakup. I guarantee you. I need messy. I know we want, and maybe there's more in the.
We know someone who knows her.
Oh, we do.
We need to reach out. I need all the tea.
Oh,
So y'all, they're at this house, and
Winter House.
The only
Pretty
thing
home.
we need to hear is that every time Nick and Danielle go on vacation, they're the unluckiest people. And, like, he got a concussion.
That's a sign.
Yeah, boy.
Maybe this wasn't meant to be.
And then everyone's just having fun. Deeps is like, it's so hard to control myself around Kyle. I don't buy it. It
It feels
so
fraud-assy.
fake.
I don't know why they needed to tell us that we're in New Buffalo, Michigan. Why was that a big deal?
Is that a resort town?
No, I don't know. And I just thought it was funny.
I don't know where it is. I went to school in Michigan.
Again, it doesn't make sense of why we're going to this house because this location has no meaning to what we saw last
Thank
season.
you. Very, very good point.
So I wish they would just do an anniversary party, and that would be after.
Sal walks in. By the way, the goblets are back. That's the only thing. Sal
the only
walks
thing.
in. He looks good.
He looks real
Sal
good.
walks in with a girl named Jessie. Jessie is a friend. You know, she's been a good friend of mine. Now,
She gonna drive my ex so crazy. She gonna make her lose her mind.
we didn't get a lot of looks at Jessie.
Oh, I think we're next episode.
I had a problem. There's something about the hair and makeup that looks off. She seems like a very pretty girl.
What if she was paid from Central Casting?
That is an idea.
We have so many conspiracies about this.
So, y'all, Mallory is already freaked the fuck out. Because the first thing you do when you see the new girlfriend is like, oh, hey! Give her a big hug. And do you see how she hugged Sal? Sidearm.
Yeah.
And say, it's good to see you. Walked away. Y'all, she is going to be crying and probably trying to hook up with Jared by the end of this trip.
He doesn't live with Iana anymore.
It's true. I'm here for the messiness. That's the show.
But it's still, y'all, my question's not answered. Do we like Sal? I don't remember.
I can't remember.
Y'all, let us know because y'all remember what we said, and we cover so much shit.
I
We don't
think
remember
I
anything.
liked him more than a lot of people.
I feel like I did.
Yeah.
But then I don't want to say I liked him, and then
You know-
everybody's going to, like you said,
you know-
they're going to come for us and say, do you not remember that you said?
No, I won't remember that. You know what I think helped a lot? People really didn't like Mallory. And I think if Sal would have been with anybody else and not have been kind of, Mallory was so hot and cold, so people felt sorry for Sal.
Yeah.
So, but I
was tired of him singing. I really
yeah, I agree.
remember
The first time it didn't bother me.
Didn't bother you?
I liked it.
Didn't bother you?
I liked it.
You fucking almost finger banged yourself on this couch.
That's the show. I'm tired of talking about this.
Y'all, that's the show. There's going to be episode 2 and episode 3. Those are going to be on, as usual, per usual, our Patreon.
This one's on
and
the
our
free feed.
Supercast. This one is on the free feed. Oh, we didn't take a commercial. Oh, I'll put in a little break. We'll
Yeah.
take a commercial later. But anyway, y'all, so you can check those out. And we don't know the exact day yet, but get the fuck ready.
It's gonna
because
be October.
After the altar usually means Love is Blind is right around the corner. We think, I bet within like the next week or so, they're going to
We're gonna know.
Now that it's, 'cause this drops this drop. Well, we
Drops on Friday. I think we're going to do Monday.
I think so too. I think it'll be
Yep.
very, very soon. We will know.
I'm saying
you know what this does
third
make
week
me,
in October.
This does make me, and even though we both didn't love a lot of last season, it does just make me excited though for Love is Blind because even
Give me more pod time.
what's the
I love the
pods?
pods.
Even if its casting's not great, the pod is such a fascinating thing. There's just it's lightning in a bottle.
They've filmed 3 and 4.
Yes,
They have
3 and 4
filmed.
already.
They have filmed season 4. 5 and 6 have been greenlit. So if you're loving this show, or it's gonna stay around. If you hate this show, too bad, so sad.
Too fast,
because
so sad.
this is staying around.
I don't think anybody hates this show. I feel like a lot of people like this show.
The cast of this season and what happened was a disappointment for me.
Yeah,
But
I agree.
Yeah.
But it's messy. All right, everybody. So we'll see y'all in the next 2 episodes. And
as we answer,
oh yes,
is love blind?
all right, 90 Day. Okay, Love is Blind. Take 1.
Love is blind.
Love is blind.
Love is blind.
Love is blind.
everything. Love is blind.